Hi, my name is Lara, and it's a book haul. So, to say continuation of almost a series, starting from I restarted my physical TBR in new country, moving to I bought 13 books on a buying ban, to this again masterpiece. I read one book and got 11 more. Just to clarify, uh, I do have a tendency to buy a few books at a time, but I usually also read more. However, I'm in process of finishing my master's. It's not going really great, but I have deadlines, and it's really hard to start reading new books and focus when I have like daunting, complicated tasks ahead. So I read only one. So let's start from this hero of this video. This is Otakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. It's manga. Um, in English, like one volume is two Japanese volumes, like random fact. And it's the cutest shit ever. So I already read it once, like I don't think till the end because it wasn't published there online, and it was so cute. Basically, there is no real plot. It's about this girl. She's otaku, which if you don't know means she's really into anime, manga, video games, cosplaying, etc. And it's really hard for her to date. Each time she tries, um, her being otaku, but actually the reason it ruins relationship. And this is her childhood friend. They both work in the same company, and he is also otaku. He's really into video games, and he suggests that they started dating because they can understand each other, and like that's basically beginning of the plot. And they have a couple of friends who they are also working together and who are together, and they're also basically otaku. And that's all. That's really the plot, and we see them uh, going somewhere together, like meeting home, going to cafe, doing something. So there are really no plot. There are literally no drama, yet it's really interesting, captivating, and it's really interesting to read. It's really really cute. It's basically what I'm talking when I'm saying that you don't really need drama and sadness to make good, impactful books. I even made a video like why books had to be so sad and things like that, because drama is not necessary to make something good and interesting and something I want to read and read again. So yeah, I finished first one. It was like in a local bookstore there is like small section with really random mangas, and they had this first volume and nothing more. It's like so cute. I don't even know what else to say. Like I really really recommend, like whatever your preferred genre. There is some comedy but mostly cuteness. Really really great. And I finished it like not in one sitting. It's a little bit thicker, and it was easy for me to read because I know it's not captivating the way that you can't stop thinking about plot and mystery or something like that. It's really easy, does not require a lot of emotions, I mean, like sadness and so on. And it's like really lighthearted. So yeah, absolutely loved it. I recommend it, and continue with that. I also hunted down and bought a second book. Takoi on the cover is their friend, a couple of friends who are a couple. uh, yeah, and that's continuation. And in addition to this one, I also ordered four last ones. So it's actually six volumes of English version, and I bought second one and ordered the rest, and it had to come like in a week or two. Really cute, really recommend. I usually like avoid buying and collecting manga because like there are so many volumes and there are not enough space. But this one is only six, and as I already saying for 5 minutes, it's really good. And now moving to not manga, not cute. Next one, going from cuteness to murder is easy. Um, I have, I love Agatha Christie. I mostly read her Poirot series. I like started in some correct order, um, and like I think Death on the Nile was the last one I read in the order. And I read and then there were none, which like masterpiece. She has some not as great like the big four, or I don't know what happened there. It felt like Agatha Christie was replaced by someone who wrote some other books, but usually she writes really great. She has a nice style. I also read her uh, uh, not detective story one, like I'm not sure, is it romance? There's no romance happened, just like really about people book she wrote under pseudonym. So like she's really great. I can trust her always, except the big four. Murder is easy. I think it's not in any of the series. Miss Bickerton, the man brown suit, or basically, it's not Miss Marple and not Poirot series. Murder is easy. Where are you in this list? Uh, yeah, it's not part of the series. It's considered mystery alongside and then Ronan, and then Ronan was like absolutely masterpiece. And I love her writing because uh, there are not really drama in terms like what going on or something like that, but at the same time things happen. You're constantly like guessing, and even when you guess correctly, while it's not explicitly said, you still keep and maybe I'm wrong or what's going on. Like yeah, she's amazing, which I'm talking for 3 minutes now. Uh, but yeah, but actually, I bought this one not because it's part of the series or specifically like I just saw Agatha Christie excited by it, but because I really like the name. I'm actually not sure what it's about. Uh, there's some conspiracy or something like that. No, basically, there is some Miss Pinkerton said that there are multiple murderers at work in a village, and she's not believed. But then there is car accident, and like is it coincidence or was they killed? Like no, and Agatha Christie they were killed, but it's supposed to be fun. So moving on. Um, actually, let's continue with Agatha Christie. Actually, only recently learned that there are such editions of her work, and it's a collection of her works combined under the theme. And I saw previously like Christmas ones, and it's like collection of different works from different areas during Christmas. And this is Midsummer. Secrets and suspense from the Queen of Crime. Summertime, as the temperature rises, so does the potential for evil. And oh, look how pretty it is. First of all, it's hardbound and not in a dust jacket. What's up with dust jackets? They're horrible. Well, not horrible, but I'm not enjoying them. So pretty. Yeah, and there's like The Bloodstained Pavement, haven't read. Basically, from here, I read Death on the Nile, and it's really, really great. I'm ready to read it. And that's all. Every other story here I haven't read before. So yeah, like really nice book. It's summer. It's about summer, so um, I really glad I found it, and I'm plan to enjoy it. Okay, next one is Henry Miller, Tropic of Cancer. So I have no idea what this book is about. I bought it for two reasons. First of all, Henry Miller wrote a series of three books called Sexus, Nexus, and Fluxus, and it's like modern. By the way, modern doesn't mean that it's written now. It means like 90s, something like that. And that series is like I won't say erotic, but basically, I think it was banned at some point for being too erotic for the time, but probably like for our times, it's just okay. And this book has a side story which was also banned for being like too explicit. And like description, like a revolution in consciousness, or like knows all about me. You feel he wrote this specifically for me, and it's basically about Apple. I'm not sure what the books are about, but as I understand, most of his works are at least a little autobiographic. So yeah, I actually interested in Nexus Plexus series. However, they're longer, and there are three of them, and like I wasn't sure, and much shorter, so I will be able to like learn a bit about the author and the style. And if I enjoy it, I can read the side story, which is called Tropic of Capricorn, I think, and move to a series of three books. I actually never heard anyone talk about this author like on YouTube or whatever. Uh, but I just googled for some erotic books at some point because I don't know. I mean, like, not to be smart where people are doing it, but like really sensual and something like that. And I have a whole like to buy list in some of the. I think it's on Book Depository. However, it's I was a little bit unsure because it's not something I want to read the most, and like if to buy which one. So again, long explanation of book about which I know nothing about. And moving to, I wanted to say Spanish, and I understood that I completely wrong. She's Brazilian. I actually don't remember. I heard about this book like a long time ago. However, no, people talking about it never talked what it's really about. And what I remember from like short descriptions they given, there was something generational stories to generations about people, and like there is 100 years in the title, so I thought it's something like history, like a story similar to history when because like people constantly dying, you move from generation to generation. Like it's kind of interesting that you also do not you attach to one person and then they like die old, and you look onto their like grandchild. Like actually, I'm not sure why, but the only book I read such I actually really enjoyed. But for some reason, like hearing such description, and also I heard about this book, like in connection, or it was set one after another of like the wife of a time traveler or some. No, or in one case I think, and another there was how the story is called, where a person was born old, and with each year they become young. I don't remember. Basically, it was talked about in such context that It's boring for me, even if a few booktubers I trusted named it like that I really enjoyed it. However, then unfortunately I do not remember her name, but she was really sweet booktuber. Uh, I don't follow her. I like occasionally see one of her videos and recommend it. And she, first of all, she started that I this is book that was inspiration for Encanto. Uh, we do not talk about Bruno. Horrible accent, like probably actually she wasn't sure, but it's already I was already intrigued. I was ready to read it. And also she said that like there are people who are named the same. So it's 100 Years of Solitude, and first of all, look how pretty it is. Yeah, like other editions I saw, they were so non-descriptive that they did not inspire me at all. Yeah, and it's supposed to be like similar to Encanto. There is like village. It's a small village. There is family. It's there for a few generations, and there's a village. There's like mysteries or something, and it's magical realism. So I'm really really excited, and already ready to like put sticker notes with uh, people introduced, not to start confusing everyone. Yeah. Also, this YouTuber who was talking about this, she named like what country she is from, Gabriela Garcia Marquez. However, I don't remember, and I don't want to confuse this. Ah, she was born in Colombia. I have no idea what country did I meant, but whatever. If you ever heard uh, anyone describe it, have you actually heard gotten a description? Because like it's inspiration for Encanto. It's everything I needed. And moving to two last books, and they're both Japanese. This one edition. This one is from series of editions, vintage classics. Yes, vintage classics, which I also have another book. It's a Japanese vintage classics. That one is about four sisters from family and about traditions and so on. This one also had great reviews. For some reason, thought it's much thicker. As a housekeeper and the professor, I remember that professor is mathematician, and I think he has problems with memory. Ah, yes, he has only 80-minute memory. So, and well, like just from description, I was actually not intrigued, but Jack Edwards, he writes this book and described it in one of his cities, and uh, like I really was intrigued again. And it's really, really pretty. So yeah, I want to read it, and it's surprisingly not really long, only like 200 pages. Like it's normal script. Okay, I have this one about sisters. I saw this one, but I don't remember what it's about. Like basically, we are a few steps from collecting all. 3 books from collecting all 5. Yeah, and I think this one is the shortest. And really spent a lot of time explaining books I know nothing about. And then it's a convenience store woman. And I wanted to read this book for so long. I saw it in stores for quite a few times. But I never bought it because I didn't plan to read it like right away, and it was always like kind of available. Um, so haven't felt compliant. However, uh, I really love this yellow edition. Like basically, I like edition with fish, soy fish. Uh, but it's also more common. I see in like bluish. and I actually personally prefer a bit more yellow. So yeah, so that was basically the reason I got it today. So yeah, now I have 11 books more. Oh, we'll have in 1 week, and my master's is still has not written. But yeah, I also understood that when buying books, I need to buy like shift proportion, not buy more books, but shift proportion of books I buy. Buying more books that do not require a lot of attention. How to basically, for example, Watakoi, I can read just few pages and leave it. There are no like hanging, ceiling. There are I don't have to commit to it. Um, while, for example, something like Piranesi or Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I read both of those books like in one sitting, and like technically people can do it other way, but yeah, it's really hard for me. And also such books, like, for example, Emma, I need to read them like in not in one sitting, but like quite a few pages in one sitting. Otherwise, um, I experience it really differently. Um, Basically, if you read one chapter and nothing really happened in this chapter, and you read like the next chapter in a week, then in 2 weeks you read like a chapter and nothing happened. And this way, some books can feel really boring. But if you read like 5 chapters in one sitting, like something happened there, and it feels more intriguing. At least for me. Sometimes it's actually other way around. Um, that yeah, actually categories. I have 3 categories of books that like you, uh, anytime you have to leave them for some time, it's painful. Then books that you can leave for some time, but the reading experience is a little bit damaged. And then books that you can read one page and enjoy it. I don't know what it was for, but I actually really hope I actually like I won't put myself on the ban because if there will be like one of those that I really want, and for example there's supposed to come like third book in Heaven's Official Blessing series, and I would first two in previous uh, book haul, and there's like few more like I will buy them, or if I finish for example uh Cruel Prince, yeah, which I bought only first to check would I enjoy it, I would buy the second, but I will try not to just go shop for books, and I already discovered few options how I can order books, so I don't need to like buy them the second I saw them. So yeah, I will definitely will do some review on Botakoi. I'm not sure in what format, like about first section or about whole series. And I hope to read more and publish more book reviews and maybe some book recommendation books as like and also in next month after I finished with my uh, masters, I will finally be able to join Discord server Resistance of Page as it's a server of YouTuber. I don't want to say her name wrong, but this run of pages you can find her. She's amazing, and she constantly hosts some book of the month, reading challenges, and so on. So I will probably join some of those, or will try to read, I don't know, like 5 books in a day. Probably not in a day, like in a week, but something like that, and post more of that. And while I didn't intend this channel to become booktube, I still want to post something else. But not much happening in my life interesting beside that. And yeah, I also plan to try to create Instagram for books. I have like my personal Instagram, which I guess I can link the description. That I rarely post it. I mostly post stories of memes and not much happening there. And if I will continue this channel, I will try to also create Bookstagram, which seems to be might be easier than regular Instagram because you just can um, post pictures of pretty books you saw on different backgrounds and like comment on them. So yeah, it was almost half an hour video on a few books I haven't read, and one I did, and some other thoughts. It was great talking to you. Yes, my laptop and if any other people behind. Um, yeah, I will post more, probably not consistently. Sorry for that, and sorry also for the camera. I have only laptop. But if you're still here, it was really great to see you, have you here. Please leave a comment. Do you have your favorite book? Have you read any of these? Do you have any recommendation as to what I'm buying? Or do you want to buddy read some of them? Like read and then discuss them? I really want to create some sort of find people to discuss books, like what you like about them, didn't like about them, what things we saw there, what's your favorite quote, something, stuff like that. Almost like the literature class, but much more fun. So yeah, it was great having you here. Please like, maybe subscribe. There will be more videos, and see you soon. Bye.